think that a short-term loan is like really expensive.
That's simply not the case. These are short-term loans and normally just for a few weeks. We only charge a daily interest. So if you need the loan for a week, a few days, a month, whatever, you only pay interest for the time you have the loan out.
Does it cost anything to apply, or doc fees or early payoff fees?
Not at all. How about this? You come in on a Monday, borrow $500 to pay your rent because your landlord charges a $125 late fee.
Okay, I'm with you.
At Dollar Loan Center, that loan would only cost you $2.75 a day in interest. If you need the money for just 4 days and you get paid that Friday, you'd pay $11 in interest. Really, $11. You do the math.
We have over 50 locations, and our friendly Dollar Loan Center staff are ready to help. You can apply over the phone or online at don'tbebroke.com.
Licensed by the Nevada Financial Institutions Division. Payment amounts based on biweekly pay frequency with annual percentage rate of 199.99%. Certain limitations may apply. Loans are subject to approval.
This year's Triple Crown, the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont will all be shown at both locations of the Great American Pub. There'll be plenty of Triple Crown food and drink specials, and you're invited. Catch all the Triple Crown action at the Great American Pub, 215 at Flamingo and 215 at Eastern.
Hey, Dave Cokin with John Lyons from Lyons Physical Therapy. John, what type of injuries do you treat at LPT?
Dave, we treat a whole gamut of injuries, primarily orthopedic injuries, anything from neck pain, back pain, post-surgical rehabilitation. We also specialize in treating victims after any car accidents or slip and fall type injuries.
LionsPTLV.com, 702-476-0222.
Attention sports fans, it's time to stock up on your game day essentials. Go to Liquor World today. 3 locations serving locals for slam dunk deals on the largest selection of top quality wine, beer, and specialty liquors. Liquor World is open every day of the week at 9 a.m. Hashtag LiquorWorldLV.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. You'll proudly mow the lawn. Ask if anybody noticed you mowed the lawn. Tell people to stay off the lawn. Compare it to your neighbor's lawn. And complain about having to mow the lawn again. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance, which, of course, will go right into the lawn. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Target Drive Up is the world's fastest Target run. It's like having a Target drive-thru. You order and we bring your order right out to your car door. Just choose Drive Up in the Target app, and when you're ready, drive up and we'll bring your order right out. Down to the final diaper? Drive up. All cleaned out of cleaning supplies? Drive up. Gotta get snacks on the way to the big game? Drive up. Just order what you need and we'll have it ready whenever you are. It's easy and free with no minimum order. Drive up and then drive off. Target run and done.
Message and data rates may apply.
Ever look at your paycheck and think, there's gotta be a better way? Well, here's some news. There is, and I can show it to you. I'm Paula Sajan, star of A&E's hit TV show, Flip This House. My brother and I have taught thousands of people how to start making money in real estate. Now, it's your turn. Next week, we're conducting a free 2-hour educational workshop right here in the Las Vegas area, where you'll hear about my proven flipping systems that help you start flipping homes for profit in your spare time using other people's money, and how to get started flipping the script by putting money in your pocket with income opportunities. Real estate is a powerful tool that has made millions of people wealthy, but you can't start making your first dollar until you take your first step. Come to my free workshop and take advantage of this amazing opportunity. It can mean a lifetime of financial security.
To get 2 free tickets to Paul's workshop, text your 5-digit zip code to 37,000. Seating is extremely limited, so text your 5-digit zip code to 37,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also reserve a free copy of Paul's Money for Deals guide. Just text your zip code to 37,000.
It's the Battle for Vegas charity softball game. Come out and watch me, Riley Smith, and my Vegas Golden Knights teammates compete against Marcus Allen and his team of current and former Raiders. Joining the team will be Vegas athletes and other celebrities, including Imagine Dragons and more. Join us on Saturday, June 15th at the beautiful new Las Vegas Ballpark, home of the Las Vegas Aviators, as we raise money for local charities, including the Tyler Robinson Foundation. Help us slay cancer with dragons. Tickets start at $20 and can be purchased at Ticketmaster or the Las Vegas Ballpark. Visit us at battleforvegas.com.
On Twitter, follow us at the LV Sportsline and at ESPN 1100.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
I'm sending in requests to try and find out when the Copper River sockeye salmon will be arriving. Have you had that?
I have not. I've only heard about it. You teased me all last year about it and then never got it.
Yeah, well, we're not going to miss it this year. Best salmon I've ever had. Everything on the menu is great at Joe's, but when the Copper River Sockeye salmon arrives, if you like salmon, you got to have it. Okay, it's that good. Make a reservation at Joe's, 702-792-9222. You teased me by saying that we have an angle from Ralph Michaels, who puts together our angles. Ralph, part of the great team at WagerTalk. You said that we have an angle that I'm really going to love.
Yeah, because we talked about this game, and it's the Minnesota-LA Angel game.
Okay.
Did you know that the LA Angels, the last 14 times they were a road underdog, they're just 1-13.
Really?
As a road underdog.
Now, they were not dogs all weekend, of course, and in Baltimore, they were favored in those games.
Yep. Road underdog, 1-13. And then to the flip side of that, and this goes back to last season, Minnesota's on a 19-7 run at home the last 26
Pretty
games.
good.
So you got the angle going both ways. We got that sharp pitcher in Barrios going against the Pinata, Tyler Skaggs, and yet the money somehow is going the other way, Dave.
The one thing I'd like to see changed in the NBA playoffs, or just in the NBA, is less timeouts. That's, to me, the biggest difference between the end game in the NHL and the NBA is the NHL, you get one timeout.
Right.
Okay, that's it. You get one timeout the entire game. And if you, by the way, if you have a challenge and you blow the challenge, then you lose the timeout. In the NBA, it's like you've got all this drama. And it's just, to me, you just lose so much of an edge with these just endless array of timeouts at the end of the game. I wish they would change that somehow. But aside from that, it's gotten really good. The first round was a dud, and they were mostly mismatches. The second round was exciting. Okay, there was some tremendous basketball played in. Maybe Golden State Portland is not the most attractive matchup, but the Warriors are really always fun to watch. And the Eastern Conference Final is just a terrific matchup. So this is where it gets pretty good. And we start tomorrow night with Game 1 in the Western Conference. Is that right? Yeah, Blazers and Warriors are tomorrow. I forgot which one was Tuesday and which one was Wednesday, but Blazers and Warriors tomorrow. So, this is a spot where I think you can at least make a case. And I'm not saying I'm going to bet it, but the first thing that jumps out to me is I think Portland might have a shot early here. This could be a little bit of a relaxation spot for Golden State mentally. I think they're going to be fine in the series. I don't give Portland any chance to beat them. But Portland could be competitive. And I'm thinking that maybe in the first half more than the full game, because the Warriors are awfully tough to stay with the 48 minutes. But then the argument against that is, hey, Golden State doesn't have much depth right now. Maybe Portland can exploit that.
Yeah, Dave, going into this one, I definitely was looking that I'm going to be both looking to either go against Golden State with Portland plus the points, or I'm going to be looking to take the over in Game 1.
Okay.
And situation being, that was just a mammoth effort by Golden State to go into Houston. And if you remember, Golden State also got in foul trouble at the beginning of that game.
Yeah.
They had to play tentative, not to pick up the other fouls.
It looked like a game that was setting up really well for the Rockets. I mean, they had a 1-point lead at the end of one quarter, and were they up 2 at the half? Yeah. And boy, the lack of depth, and then Curry just completely takes over the game. But those factors still do matter as far as looking at the Warriors moving forward.
Yeah, and to go to the Rockets, when they had them in foul trouble early in the game, you had, I think, 3 different guys had 2 early fouls. Why? I would have been driving the ball to the bucket every possession to either they're going to back off because they can't afford to pick up that third foul, or you're going to get them into foul trouble. And they did, their game is to shoot the threes, shoot the threes. They didn't have any depth. That was something that they didn't exploit in that game. Now here, I think the mental letdown is definitely going to be there from Golden State. All intents and purposes, everybody said it. It's a cliche. The NBA Finals, that was the Western Conference Finals last week.
It's tough to argue against that.
Yeah, I think they take Portland for granted, and I think Portland, we saw in the first series against Oklahoma City, if you don't play strong defense against this team, they can score. And Lillard had big series in the first one. I just don't think that Golden State, being short depth-wise, can have the intensity on both sides of the floor. They got to have it on one or the other.
Now, an interesting note as far as this point spread's concerned. We saw the adjustment in the line in Game 6 against the Rockets. Big adjustment for Durant being out. And the adjustment is still there in this game. This is not a big spread by Golden State standards at home. It's obviously the Durant factor. But I'm wondering if we saw what the betting market did last game, and it's like, okay, well, Durant's not playing, and we got to love Houston here. That didn't work out. We know how bettors have really short memories and overreact to one game. So, to the same bettors who said, well, I'm going against the shorthanded Warriors without Durant and ignored the adjustment in the line, do we make an assumption that they will forget that opinion and now go the other way and say, oh, okay, no problem. This is cheap for the Warriors now at home? Because I think that could happen. I think the public is going to bet Golden State in this game, even with Durant being out, because they think now it's not that big a factor.
Right, and they're also going to say they played on Friday. Portland had to play a game on Sunday and come right back and play on Tuesday. So that's another huge advantage. Yes, I think the public's going to be all over Golden State. I think you'll see a lot of Golden State money line parlays, hooking up with all kinds of baseball stuff that night. The books are going to need Portland. There's no question about it. And I think I would like to see it continue to tick up because this is also the injured player theory, Dave.
Yeah.
You go with the team the first game of the injury, and then if they get the win, then mentally they have that little, relaxation, that exhale of breath. We got by without the star player. You go against them in the next, and that's where I'm lining up. It's going to be either Portland or over or both.
On Wednesday night, the Bucks will be at home to the Toronto Raptors as the Eastern Conference Finals get underway. Bucks, pretty good size favorites, Game 1 in the series. I also think they are going to be the fan favorite here because the Greek Freak is enormously popular, and the Raptors aren't. Okay, It's the Raptors. I'm not saying that they're like the Yankees or something like that where people love to root against them. But I think the masses are going to like Milwaukee here because they like the guy who's the superstar. They like the fact the Bucks steamrolled the Boston Celtics and the Detroit Pistons. They've only lost one game. I got to think the public is going to line up firmly on the Milwaukee side in both the game and the series. And I think that's why maybe it got priced a little higher than some anticipated, especially as far as the series goes.
I'm not sure on the series, but I'm 100% agreement with you on the Game 1 because they're also the only thing you didn't factor in there in addition to that is the history of Toronto in Game 1s.
Yes.
They did win the last one.
Right.
Okay, but now they're on the road and they're a dog. Hey, they can lose Game 1 and still cover here. I mean, they're getting points here. I look at them, and to me, you look at Toronto, Dave, they've been the best basketball team overall for the last 2 years in the East. If you combine the records for the 2 years, they've been the best team. They were there last year. They got all, they just didn't get the job done. And they fired the coach of the year.
And they didn't have Leonard.
And they didn't. Right. If you got everything, you made this team better. A team that was the best last year, you made them better this year with Kawhi Leonard, adding Gasol late in the season. You went out and did what you needed to fix, if you had a weak link.
Let's just say that they don't need Kyle Lowry to be the best player on the floor.
No.
Which he's not going to be anyway. And that was a part of their playoff problem in the past years.
And the difference with Milwaukee in the last series, what Greek Freak has grown in is if he's double-teamed, he has found the ability to hit Middleton, hit Bledsoe, get them off the double team. Somebody's always going to be open, and those guys have been stepping up. But now you got another defensive player. Toronto's the best, the defense. We'll see if they're able to control the offense as good as they did in the last series. I think they're going to struggle. I think it's going to be a tight defensive series. I might be tempted to take the price with Toronto. But Game 1, that's a different story, and I haven't made a decision there.
I think I'm going to sit back and wait on Game 1 and maybe go zigzag on this one. Not that the zigzag theory to me is a waste of time for the most part in the NBA, but this might be a spot where I can really see if Milwaukee has an easy time in Game 1, Toronto comes out and puts together a good Game 2.
Dave, what's killed the zigzag is what you talked about, the first round there's so much disparity in the first round that's I think it's a 500 record, and I'm going to get Ralph to run the numbers by the rounds if he could do it by the round, because I think that as you get deeper,